Well, it is definitely a lovely spring day. I wish I was saying summer day. It's about 67 degrees and vehicles are flying up the road. Got the yard mowed yesterday. Everything got string trimmed, so that looks a little bit neater. And everybody else mowed their lawns too at the same time. Man, just love this weather.
I've been riding on a daydream.
Of course, I love it when it's even more hot and humid, and I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt kind of thing, but this will do. This isn't bad. We got rain in the forecast for the next few days, but it's very little, so there could be a chance that we don't get any. I made the mistake today. I got up early and drove my truck up to the shop that's right next to Heidi's work because I was supposed to get the window tint done. I made an appointment almost a month ago, and he was looking all over and he says, I don't see you here. And after I told him I found the card in my wallet and it said the next day, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, I found you here tomorrow." He goes, "I'm glad it was not a mistake on our end." He goes, "I'm doing a sunroof today and I'm busy." So I thought that I'd come out here and do some work in the garage, straightening up again. But now that I'm standing here, I might actually try to mount the other battery in in the area that I tried to put the box. I got the smaller box. I got the box that the battery fits in, and it does fit in there. Just one modification that needs to be made to the frame, because there's little tray areas that are made to hold the batteries, and that's not going to work for what I'm doing. It just won't fit in there. So I'll have to modify that, but yeah, I did the brakes on my son's car yesterday, or my car. I keep calling it his car because he's still driving it. But yeah, did the front and rear brakes. They need bled. I could do that today also, but again, not wanting to get really filthy. To tell you the truth, it's one of those days that I didn't want to get as dirty as I did yesterday, because doing the brakes all the way around on his car was, or my car, it was pretty filthy work. And I had to go in and take a pretty good shower just to even go test drive the car then after the fact. The truck, I guess I'll have some time today to pull the CB antenna down and take off the trailer hitch and all that stuff. I was hoping that we were going to do a little trip here. Maybe I will leave that stuff on because, there's always a chance we can sneak away. And it's funny because there's a lot of times I'm finding that we make excuses why we can't go on an RV trip or just a little camping trip. When in fact, if I hook this RV to the back of the truck, we could just pull it anywhere and stay anywhere. It's just that we got used to doing camping trips in a certain manner. Now, I'll give a quick shout out to Wandering Wagners. They're not that far from here. Hey guys, how you doing? And they do something, or they do something. I don't know how often you guys do it, but their last trip they just took off and just had walk-in sites. And all the RV parks, all the Ohio State RV parks, have walk-in sites that can't be reserved. And there's a limitation on time that you stay there, but those walk-in sites, you take a gamble that once you get there, they may not be available. That's not a big deal. I mean, when it comes right down to it, who cares if there's no site when you get there? You just go to somewhere else and stay. So we might do that. We might try to just take off and see if we can stay maybe at West Branch in a regular site. Now, the short time that we would be there, our onboard water, which is 48 gallons, would be fine. And of course, our holding tanks, we have 45-gallon gray, 45-gallon black. They'll be fine. So we'll have plenty of, water. And of course, the walk-in sites, they usually have electric plug-in. So hooking up this other battery will give me the choice. If we get stuck to where we have to stay at a Walmart, we could do that. So we might do a trip. Again, this is just kind of up in the air, but I wanted to make mention of Wandering Wagners. That a good idea. That's probably something that we should explore a little bit more. Man, I love the way the day looks. I just wish it was hot. I just wish it was a hot day out. And I wish that all this was a little bit less muddy and wet, because we did have some rain come in. But yeah, I've got some work that I can do, and I think that I'm going to try to keep myself a little bit more clean, even though I got my old clothes on, keep myself a little bit more clean. Now, I did a couple of reviews, and I have mixed thoughts on that. I hope you guys that watch our channel for other reasons, entertainment more than anything else, that wasn't too, bad to sit through. But some of the stuff that I get, some of this product that I get, if I feel pretty strongly about it, I want to show you guys. Now, rolling with the Bolins, another Ohio couple. Hey guys, how you doing? They watch our channel, and I haven't got a chance to edit the information that I got, just showing our WeBoost system. We got two different things from WeBoost, as I might have mentioned, or I kind of showed. I got the cradle that goes into the vehicle with the small antenna that goes up on the roof. I haven't hooked that up in my truck yet. I was using it in the RV, and it did a pretty good job. It boosted up. It was about $170, I think it was, for that system. And then I also got the 4G XRV from WeBoost. I always get those letters wrong. So 4G XRV. And that system, like I said, it's about $500, $499, something like that. That's the one that I hooked up in the RV, and I've ordered a directional antenna to where I can mount it possibly on some sort of a post on the antenna that is used for the TV. I'm going to see if that works, to where, we'll point the antenna the way it needs to go for the internet, and then whatever TV over the air we may pick up at that point is fine. If we don't pick up any, then we'll just use the internet to watch TV, which we kind of do anyways. Netflix and Amazon Prime Video and Crackle and Tubi TV, all that stuff we watch. So Fox Sports Go, watching baseball, that's the other thing. So I got a lot of stuff that I can do. It's just trying to determine what I want to do. So at first, I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of mechanical work at some point whenever I start to put this exhaust on this truck. And man, that exhaust is killer, which we'll show that in the future. Yeah, I've got to do some cleaning up from yesterday and get everything straightened out. So whenever I do more mechanical work, it's not a mess. I'm not looking through a mess for tools. Again, just housekeeping. So we'll drop it there, and we'll pick this up a little bit later, and who knows, I might even be picking this up tomorrow. I'll have to see how today goes. We got something done without getting too dirty, and that was getting the other battery mounted. I walked over to the parts store, had them make some cables for me. They're 36-inch long cables, of course red and black for positive and negative. And I'm going to try to show you basically real quick what my setup is if you want to duplicate it. Now, a lot of you started subscribing to me or have seen my video whenever I put the battery disconnect switch in the lid of my battery box. And this is a 27 or group 27 battery box, so it's made for a bigger battery, and that gives me enough room to put these switches in here in this breaker. One of these is a breaker, an overheat fuse type thing, a reset style breaker for the electric jack, and the other one's a switch to turn on and off the electric jack. And of course, that video I showed how I installed this electric jack, which is killer. I love this thing. It's way too much for this trailer, but it gets the job done and then some. And having that extra room in the battery allowed me to put those switches in the side of the battery. Let me show you what it looks like on this side if you guys haven't seen it. Here's the reset, so when I'm running the jack, if somehow I overheat it, it'll pop this breaker. And then this is the switch to turn the jack on and off, to completely disconnect it from the system. The reason I did that is because the charging was trying to go through the jack, because the jack is actually grounded to the frame, and even though I had a battery disconnect switch in there, it wasn't disconnecting the charging, it was going through the jack. So anyways, here's my disconnect switch in the lid of this box. Because I got a bigger box, that also allowed me the ability to put a switch in there and have plenty of room. So this battery box being a little bit too big made it to where I needed to get the exact same size for the battery for this side. And this is a Group 24. It's a Camco battery box. I'll put the links down below for the switch and the jack and all this stuff in case you guys want to see what I'm talking about. But I have videos on all this stuff in my projects, I believe. Basically what you do is you run positive from one battery to positive of the other battery, negative of one battery to negative of the other battery. Now the batteries should be matched. They should be the same age. So this is a 24 DC-2. That's a 24 DC-2. As far as the same age, as long as they're close. What I'm saying is, don't get a 5-year-old battery that's been used for the last 5 years out of an old pickup truck and put it on one side, and then get a brand new battery from the parts store and put it in the other side, because whichever one's the weakest battery, it's going to draw down the good battery. It's going to make the good battery a little bit worse than new, and it's going to take that old battery and make it a little bit better than what it was, but you're never going to have a good full capacity between the two of them. The other thing that you got to be concerned with is your cable lengths. These are exactly 36 inches in length, both of these. You want them to be matched. So basically at that point, once you have these two batteries connected together in the manner that I just said, what they call parallel, because you got two, like railroad tracks are parallel, you have two, positive and negative, and they're running parallel to each other, to each battery. Then you'll run your positive wire to the positive side of one battery, and then you'll run your negative wire to the negative side of the other battery. The reason that you do that is so that you don't draw down one battery more than the other. I could have taken this negative wire, let's say I don't have a switch, this is the negative wire that goes to the coach or the RV. I could have taken this negative wire and connected it directly to this battery, and because the batteries are connected together by cable, it would pull some charge from that battery, but it would pull most of it from here. Its path of least resistance is this battery right here that these two cables are hooked up to. So what this does is it makes this battery also supply energy to the negative side. Basically power, the way that it's generated on an RV or on anything for that matter, any batteries, is the battery is trying to send electrons from one post to another post. It's trying to get there. It wants to, but it's being kept in check inside the battery. That's what the plates are inside. Those plates are keeping all the electrons from going to where they want to go. So as soon as you give it a path through a wire to get to the other side, that's what it does. So if you have made the wires connected to one battery, it's going to want to just work this one battery more than the other. It will eventually go to the other one, but not as much as the way I've got it wired here. Now in my case, I have the negative side of this battery connected to the switch, and then that switch dictates when it's connected to the negative side of the RV. So this will do us good. This is deep cycle, and this isn't a deep cycle cranking battery. This is just a deep cycle battery. You can get, you know, batteries that are deep cycle that also have good cranking capability. This one's okay. It's 550, but the main thing is this is a deep cycle marine battery, or RV, so they call an RV battery too. And this has 140 reserve capacity, and that has 140 reserve capacity. Now in a perfect world, that means that this should run 280 minutes. And that's never the case, but it'll get the job done. I'm so happy that I've got this hooked up. So let me go ahead and button these lids up, make sure the cables, which I've already done it a couple times, make sure the cables aren't getting pinched or anything like that. And this project will be done. Whenever I can get outside and do any kind of work, I definitely want to do it. So I got a project done. I didn't get that cleaned up. Maybe I'll work on that next. So it's the next day, and it's definitely a different type of day. Windy and rainy. I got the truck's window tint done, though. But I have a problem with my son's vehicle. Yeah, windy and rainy. Yeah, it got a little rainy. It was kind of dry this morning, so much so that I took and bled all the brakes on my son's car, my car, or however you want to say it. And I thought that that was going to be the end of it, but we're in Northeast Ohio, and that's a Northeast Ohio vehicle. So what's that mean? Well, that means after you've bled all the brakes and you pump them to make sure everything's okay, you blow a brake line because it's rusty. So I got to do the brake lines on the car. The truck, though, the window tint's done. I'm happy about that. It's done just like my old truck was, my F-150. Again, I've talked about it in the past. The rear windows on this truck, including the extended cab back window, it's got a mirror to it. There's some sort of a mirror thing going on there. So the tint don't look as good as I think my old truck did because it's not as uniform. But it's darker in there. That's all I care about because my vision really does well whenever I'm in a darker environment. Matter of fact, so much that I think the next time that I go to the eye doctor, I'm going to see if I could get some sort of certificate or something that says that I have light sensitive eyes, because that'll allow me to go even darker on my window tint legally. I don't know how legal it is right now with what I got, but it's pretty close. They're kind of picky here in Ohio, so we'll see how that works out. So what do we got looking forward, going forward, I should say? Well, Heidi, after today, is off Thursday, Friday. She works Saturday. She's off Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, the way she works her schedule, she just piled her days off at the end of one week and the beginning of the other. If she wanted to, she could have had 5 days off and only used one vacation day. Now remember, she has 4 weeks vacation, so it's kind of nice that she can take off 5 days straight and only have to use one vacation day. But somebody needs her to work on Saturday. She couldn't get it covered, and it's okay. We really didn't have anywhere that we wanted to go for sure. And the big thing is, I have a lot of work to do. I have to, again, now replace the brake lines on the Buick. But more importantly, the truck, I have to do 2 things. I have to do the exhaust on it, which will take definitely a couple days. And then I need to drive it and have the transmission looked at to make sure everything is taken care of there before it goes, any farther south than what it is. So there's work to be done. There's stuff that I need to do. So it's probably a good idea that we didn't go RVing. I know that's hard to say and probably hard to hear on your guys' end, but there's just times that we have to get things right, and getting that car working for me is one of them. So that's basically it. Oh, I do want to ask you guys something. When I was mowing the yard with my newer tractor, at least new to me, this must have come off a passing vehicle at some point and bounced off the road and into my yard. And I mean quite a ways down in the yard. Good thing I wasn't mowing whenever this happened, but I don't know what this thing is. This is heavy. This is all, it's got some asphalt, it looks like asphalt, but basically it's some sort of a glue or an epoxy that has gone through and made this stick to the asphalt. And it looks like it used to be a reflector, and the reflector's gone. So it looks like it's some sort of marker or a little square utility cover or something, even though it's kind of bowed out. That could be from over years it getting run over. But yeah, I don't know what in the world this is, but I said it's heavy, and man, if this would have hit me, it would have killed me. If it would have, you know what, it would have probably killed me regardless. If it would have hit me anywhere on my body, it wouldn't have to hit me in the head. These edges are sharp. But yeah, tell me if you guys know what this is. It just says Stimson, S-T-I-M-S-O-N. There's some numbers up here. I tried to look it up. Down here it says S-I-N-N, and I think it says an E, so it looks like the beginning of center. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, I thought maybe you guys might know. So that's it, guys. And as always, I hope to see you out there. Bye.